We're about to saddle up and get ready for a walk and talk. Yep, it's that time again. Walk and talk again. This guy doesn't have no chill. You got no chill, do you? You got no chill. You got no chill. Yeah, we're gonna cover a few things on this walk and talk. So much to discuss. Hopefully I'll be able to hit some of the topics, some of the things. But I want to read a couple Proverbs. This is out of Proverbs chapter 3. It says, "Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the tablet of thy heart," meaning write it upon the tablet of your mind, meaning have it in your memory. Have it in your memory bank. So shall thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, with all your mind. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And that wasn't even the scripture that I was looking for. But when I read it just a second ago, I was like, hey, that's cool. That could be the foundation, the introduction of this walk and talk. But let me switch my shoes up real quick. 1 second. That's more like it. Mr. No Chill. That's your new nickname. And what's going on with that cat over there? Q, go get a leash. Go get a leash. Get your leash. Get your leash. Get your leash, Q. Yes. Dirty like, what's a leash? Good boy. That's my butt. Back up, Dirty. Come here, Q. Thank you for getting your leash. Dirty, this is your leash. This is a leash. Get your leash. Yes. That's your leash. Good boy. That's your leash. You gonna give it to him, Q? You gonna give me the leash then? Let it go. Here we go again. YouTube. We out and about doing our thing. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out here. Nice cool temperature. No pool. Beautiful. Haven't did a walk and talk in like a week. Oh man, I miss doing these. I just really relax and enjoy walking with the dogs in the cool of the day, especially in the morning time. No pool. And so now I have to do most of my walk and talks in the evening because I adjusted my schedule a tad bit to get to work a little early. And I've been lately enjoying the fruit of that. You guys have been seeing me more in my backyard because I've been able to get off earlier since I've been going in earlier. And most of my walk and talks are in the morning time. So now I'm about to convert them to being in the evening. And it's all good. Get a nice good little walk. No pool. No pool. Side. Nice little walk before I shut it down. I did my training. I spent time with the dogs. Did some reading. go home, I'll freshen up, and I'm gonna go to sleep. Remember the phrase where I say, I go to sleep instead of falling asleep. Meaning I like to meditate on the things that I want in life, where I want to be at in life, the experiences I want to have. I hone into those experiences and I grasp the feeling of it. And then I go into the dream world and sleep. No pull, no pull. These guys are doing too much. I think I do too much with these dogs where they get it besides themselves. They develop an ego and expectations. When you do so much for the dogs, they become too egotistic and they have too much expectations, and it can become an issue if you don't make sure they're submitting and living the life you want them to live. I always had this motto: I don't live with dogs, they live with me. So they do what I want them to do, when I want them to do it, and how I want them to do it. If you allow your dog to just do what the heck they want, shame on you. Especially if that's not what you want and how you want your house to be ran. You take control of your animals. They're supposed to bring light and joy to you and not chaos. But anyways, I hope everyone who's listening to this having a good experience in life is taking charge of their life, taking charge of their thought process, their will, their emotions. I hope you guys are finding peace, protecting your peace, fighting for your peace. Most of all, protecting your peace. No pull. Protecting your peace. You know, time and time again, I see different videos on social media and I see how people are just constantly regurgitating the same confusion every day. Different faces, same stuff. Why relationships are this way, why people are this way. And no one ever speaks on how, oh, I read a book and I understand why people behave this way and people don't behave that way. And it's like a lot of people are just going through life through trial and error. And I thank God that, of course, you know, I have my trials and my errors, but also I've read and studied a lot where my trials and errors are quite different than the average person's, because it's not as extreme, because I didn't have to learn in such an extreme fashion as the average male side. And I also come to realize, shoot, some people just don't ever get it. That's part of their lot, part of their punishment, to never get it. And half the time it's because they don't want it. They don't want understanding. They just want to go with the flow and constantly suppress their feelings by seeking other type of pleasures. Come on. I was tripping off of something earlier this week, probably Monday, when I watched this one interview of this woman being interviewed. She was a homeless woman, and as her interview continued, come to find out she had 3 sons. She was on the street and she was addicted to crack cocaine, and she was addicted to this and addicted to that, and she basically just prostituted to feed her drug habit. And it had me thinking, like, how can a drug be so powerful that it causes you to neglect your children. And not how, as in, I don't have the answer, but I had to understand, we as people, as humans, our biological makeup, our quantum physics makeup, the blood chemistry, the toxins, the different stimuli that we get from food, drugs, sex, whatever your vice may be, sometimes it's on the same level. And like, we look at a person, well, let me not speak for everybody. Let me just speak from just myself, I guess. I would look at a person maybe 300-400 pounds overweight, and it's like, damn, you know, why would you allow yourself to get that big when you know biologically it doesn't help you? You can't stand up, can't sleep well, you can't breathe. You're just a liability to yourself. And I was like, I understood the different struggles that everybody have when it comes to wrestling with the chemical releases. I had recently, when I went grocery shopping, one of these early parts of the week, I ended up buying this frozen pizza, 2 slices. It come in 2 slices in a box of this frozen pizza, and it's so delicious. But I had just come to the realization of how damaging cheese is. And I had made a commitment to myself where I'm like, okay, I can eat cheese sometimes when I'm out. But not really cheese in the house. And I don't know what made me buy it. Maybe I bought it when I was shopping, when I was hungry and stuff like that. But I grabbed it. And one day this week I had the 2 slices. I bought 2 boxes of them to come. So basically I had 4. And they come 2 in the box. So one night I cooked it and I ate it. And the next morning, all my knowledge about what I had researched about cheese and how damaging it is just was on the forefront of my mind. And I'm like, oh, why did I even do that? How come I didn't think about it when I was eating it? So all I thought about is how good it tastes. And then, so I went to the freezer and I got the other box of pizza and I threw it away. Because now I had time to reason and think about it. And it really was not congruent with what my goals are. And that's when I think that's the same day I watched the interview of the woman who basically was strung out on drugs and she wasn't taking care of her 3 sons. And I'm like, the human body has our body, how we are wired to be addicted to certain chemicals, certain tastes, sex, different things that are being released in our bodies. Sometimes they can be so addicting to have that feeling. And so that day when I was thinking about that, I started researching it. And one doctor was like, when you do drugs, don't quote me, but he said when you do drugs, sometimes it takes away, it makes you numb to the feeling of feeling good. So you're always trying to seek that dopamine release. And that the feeling of the dopamine release becomes lesser and lesser. So you're trying to do more drugs to experience and reach that dopamine feeling. Besides the fact that, you got your habits You got your regular continued habits that everybody might have for the dopamine. Like I said, I bought the pizza. I'm like, oh, I like that pizza. Dopamine release. Oh, it's in the oven. Dopamine release. Oh, I'm tasting the dopamine release. People who wrestle with sex. Dopamine release. All, so I was like, how important it is for us to understand the biology of the human mind. And when you see a lot of people who are suffering from different addictions, we must understand that these addictions come from the dopamine release that the people will be needing. But not that I really wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about so much. But I see I have maybe a couple minutes to record. Another thing I wanted to discuss was seeing people's lives. I heard something, I forgot where I heard it from, but they were speaking on men, and they were like, the average man in his 40s, he's suffering from depression, he's suffering from this, that, and the other. And I was like, Now, don't get me wrong, I've been through some things, and I really wouldn't call what I've been through as depression. I'm sure I have been through depression, but a lot of times it was more or less disappointment and betrayal. And I think when a person dwells on disappointment and betrayal, it can lead to depression. Don't get me wrong about that. I definitely understand that. But also seeing and understanding that a lot of people, what you see, are suffering their judgments in life due to their lack of wisdom, their rebelliousness towards the Most High, and they've put themselves in such a horrible situation due to the lack of fear of the Lord and lack of wisdom and understanding. Come on. Stop being scared. That's just trash, boy. Come on. Stop. No pull. This boy gets scared. Dirty gets scared about.